All right, so we're gonna get started. So Ted, if you were not here for the intro, we're using a chair today. Thursdays is chair, and we are using also a cushion and a strap or belt. All right, so I'm gonna go back so you can see what I'm talking about. Here's my chair, here is my cushion, and here is my strap. All right, so just for the time being, we're not using the strap and the belt. Just have them kind of ready, handy next to you. All right, so let's sit comfortably on our chairs. Yep. And we're gonna start breathing. All right, so let's sit upright. Let's make sure that our ankles are below our knees, that our shoulders are aligned with our hips, that our neck is long. Let's start closing our eyes and tuning inwards. As you know, this is very much a kind of meditative stretching class. So it's not like we stretch and then we meditate. We meditate because we're doing things mindfully, and that's the meditative element in our class. So let's close our eyes. Try to relax our shoulders away from our ears. Lengthening that spine as we start tuning inwards, noticing the sensations of our breath, the sensations in our bodies. Allowing everything to relax except for those muscles that are keeping us upright. We're going to stay here maybe about a minute as we are rediscovering our chest capacity, as we take deeper inhales through our noses, allowing our beautiful bellies to expand towards the sides and towards the back as well. Let's try to exhale through the nose if possible. Undoing that three-part breath, belly, ribcage, and chest. Keep breathing like this at your own pace and start noticing whether your inhales are as long or longer as your exhales. What we're trying to do here is to get equal inhales to exhales so that we can start calming the mind, calming the body. Noticing how as we breathe a little deeper, our diaphragm lowers, and that brings a little massage pressure onto our internal organs, onto our pelvic floor, our reproductive organs are all massaged gently towards the chair, towards the seat. And what happens when we breathe mindfully and deeply is that in yogic terms, we're also bringing some balance towards our lower chakras that reside just in the middle of the body. Think solar plexus, which is around the navel, the second chakra just below the navel, closer to the pubic bone, the first chakra just between the tailbone and more towards the perineal body. Are you relaxing your shoulders? Are you relaxing your elbows? Tuning inwards. Isn't it amazing what just a few breaths can do? It's just amazing. Our bodies are just made so beautifully so that we don't need to take drugs. We don't need to take any pills. Just with some breaths, we can really calm the body, calm the mind. And in these overheated days, we need to bring balance. Our bodies are overheated, so we need to cool them off. And we do that through breath work. So open your eyes if you had them closed. We're gonna start doing some cat and cows seated position. Why? Because we wanna start warming up the spine. So most of us were asleep until maybe a few minutes or a few hours ago. But the fact is that we want to reawaken the spine. So you stay as you are. I'm gonna change so that you can see me. So until now, I was resting the lower back onto the backrest of this chair. I'm just gonna shift myself a little bit forward, so I have a little bit of distance, so I'm no longer touching the backrest. Once again, we're gonna get ankles and knees lined up, shoulders and hip bones lined up, neck is long. So we're gonna continue breathing like we were until now, but we're gonna start opening and closing, bending, extending the spine. So look at me if you've never done this before. This is in yoga, we call it cat and cow. So as we lower the shoulders and open up the heart, the chest, the shoulders spread out, we also start lifting the neck so that we get a little gentle throat stretch here. Inhale deeply, let that belly fall. Inhale, looking up. The neck is still long, okay? So we're not like crunching the neck. And then exhale, we reverse that motion, bringing our navel to spine, contracting the belly inwards as we round our back and bring our chin down slightly. Inhale to cow. Exhale, round the back, navel to spine to cat. Try to breathe through your nose. Inhale to cow, really open up that chest. Tailbone goes backward, shoulders go backward. The chest, the ribcage go forward like a bow. Exhale through the nose, reverse bow. Are we doing the cat? So shoulders and tailbone go forward and in as the middle of the back goes backwards. Keep going at your own pace. Always using the breath to lead you. The breath ignites, the breath starts the movement. And cat. 3 more times like that. Slow, juicy movements. So important to bring mobility to our spines. I once read that over 50% of the adult population after the age of 40 have some sort of back problem. Sometimes it's like a beginning of a herniated disc, or a full-on herniated disc, or a full-on degenerative disc disease like I have. I was bedridden for such a long time. I could not move out of bed. Basically, one of my discs disappeared. And look at me now. Yoga really saved my life. All right, coming back to neutral. Let's just stand still for a minute. Sitting still in stillness, and close your eyes, relax your shoulders, and notice any subtle changes. Maybe in your physical body, maybe your energetic body, maybe even your mood might have shifted in the last minute or so with these cat and cows. Yes, we liberate a lot of tension and a lot of trapped emotions as we are especially tilting the hips. We retain a lot of tension and emotions in the hips. All right, so now we're gonna go sideways. So the spine, as you can tell, we're reawakening the spine. We stretched it sideways, forwards and backwards, and now we're gonna stretch it sideways. So once again, we still keep a little bit of distance between our backs and the backrest. We're gonna bring our hands up. So here we're activating the shoulders, the sides, the ribs, the intercostal muscles as we're really shooting up the arms upwards. The fingers are pointing upwards. All right, so really feel that extension. So as we're anchoring our sits bones onto the chair, we're really activating all the upper body to shoot upwards, maybe even contracting your navel, your abdominal muscles a little bit. And now we're gonna start bending sideways. So bring the left hand onto your knee and start bending. So it's not about bringing my weight towards the left. So my shoulders are still pretty much stacked onto my hips. If you feel some unbalance, so you need more balance, then open up the feet a little bit more. In fact, let's all do this, just for today. So I know that this is a little bit of, open leg, and some people don't like that, but this is a stretching class. Please don't judge me. All right, so we come back to the side stretch. All right, so the left hand is on the left knee, on the left thigh, as we start opening up the ribs. So you see, my shoulders did not collapse towards the side. My shoulders are still pretty much stacked. So I'm aiming to keep neck to tailbone, straight. All right, so here we are as we are stretching sideways. The neck is still long, very important to keep our necks long to protect the cervical spine. As we keep feeling that movement of our right ribs towards the right side like a bow once again. So we breathe here, one deep inhale. And exhale, navel to spine. Coming back to high prayer, bring your hands up, shoot those arms, those side ribs shooting upwards. And then we bring the right hand onto the right thigh and we start stretching the left ribs towards the left side. Remember, not collapsing. We're still pretty much lined up. It's just that the torso, the rib cage is moving that way. Neck is long. Both sits bones are firmly grounded. You know, it's not like my right butt cheek has left it. No, both are still very grounded. I am just stretching the spine in the middle part of the body. Are you breathing? Doesn't this feel good? All right, bringing both hands up. One more high prayer stretch. Exhale, bring the prayer down through the midline, back, the hands back onto the knees. All right, so now we're gonna go for a twist. So you see the strategy, first forwards and backwards. This is stuff that you can do by yourself. Everything that I do in my classes is in the hope. I hope that you can do this by yourself. This evening, tomorrow, whenever you are, while you're watching television and you're like, oh, I'm feeling a little stiff, just do this. Spinal mobility is key to our health, to our physical and even mental health. All right, so now we're going to go, so we've done backwards and forwards, we've done sideways, so what are we missing? Twists. Twists are detoxifying, as they are also calming for the nervous system, the digestive system. A lot of us, including myself, if I'm not careful, my digestive system is not working properly. So let's massage those internal organs. How do we do this? All right, so let me go sideways so that you can see me. Feet, ankles under the knees. All right, so spine is straight. We're still a little bit away from the backrest. And then I'm going to bring my left hand over or outside my right knee. And I'm going to bring my right hand either to the side of the chair or to the corner of that backrest. But I am not pulling or yanking. All right, so the hands are here to support me. So lifting our chest, spine is straight, neck is straight. Inhale deeply. Exhale, using the core, see how much you can twist, even your neck. Maybe you can bring your neck towards your right side, your right shoulder. And once you've reached there, you can use the hands gently to help you twist a little bit more. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, twist, navel to spine. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, twist gently. 2 more times at your own pace. Inhale, lengthen. And twist. 1 last time. And we come back to neutral. We're going to do the other side, so I am turning around so that I can continue seeing you and you can continue seeing me. So this time I'm bringing my right hand outside my left knee, my left hand to the side or to the corner of the backrest. Inhale, lengthen. Turn your head slightly towards the left. Make sure that your spine is still long, your neck is still long, and we twist. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, twist, gentle navel to spine, abdominal contraction when we twist. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, twist. Oh, doesn't this feel good? 2 more times at your own pace. Neck is long. Are you breathing as deeply as we did at the beginning of the class? And next time we come back to neutral. All right, so we have done spinal twists. One more thing, that just a tiny 30 seconds of anatomy theory. All right, so a lot of us, including myself, have lower back pain, which could be triggered by numerous things, but one of the also factors is the fact that we have tight hip flexors. So basically when we're always sitting and we don't use our muscles, the muscles become shorter and tighter. So because there's a psoas muscle that goes also from the inside of the hips and then crosses the body and latches onto the lower back, those muscles become tight, and that tightness also brings back pain. All right, so what we're gonna do now is, now we've moved the spine, now we're gonna stretch that hip flexor and that psoas muscle. How are we gonna do that? With the cushion. We're still, normally we would do this in pigeon, on the floor, etc. But now we are gonna start using the cushion. So bring the cushion onto your left side. It's gonna be just pretty much like next to you where your hips at hip level, all right? So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to bring my seat towards the left side. So right now it's basically my right butt cheek, my right hip bone, sit bone is fully anchored. I'm also grabbing onto the chair with my right hand just to make sure that I'm not falling. And then I am bringing my left leg towards the back. So look at the screen if you could not follow along, all right? So we're here. So half of my body is kind of off the chair, but my right hip, right sits bones, and my right hand are fully anchored. I don't want you guys to fall. So we're using this cushion also to kind of support the left knee. A lot of us have sensitive knees. So I think you know where we're going. We're gonna start lifting the leg and grabbing onto the ankle. So this is the idea. Look at me, look at the screen. I know that it looks a little scary. So for those of us who cannot grab onto the ankle, I have a modification. So if you are like me, all right, you are like me, the more you bring your knee backwards, the more stretch you get in this front part. All right, so for those of you who were able to grab onto your ankle, this is where we want to stay. And then we lifting your heel a little closer to your glute, and you're gonna start feeling that quadricep and that hip flexor stretch. And you're just gonna stay here breathing a little bit more. And for those of you who are not able to grab to your ankles, that is totally fine. We're gonna grab the belt. This is where the belt is gonna be handy. And we're gonna make a loop, yeah? And this loop, we're going to use it, and we're going to bring our left foot inside that loop. So look at me. And then if you were not able to grab the ankle, which is totally fine, we're just gonna grab the strap as close to the heel as possible. And that's where you're gonna stay. All right, so this is the modification that we can do when we cannot hold, but what's really important is that our backs are straight. All right, so if you are curving, if you're bringing your belly forward, bring that back in. Imagine crown of the head to tailbone is a straight line. Shoulders are relaxed as you use your arm to lift that foot a little bit closer to your left glute, and also actively bringing the knee a little bit backwards. We're gonna stay here for a few more breaths. Tuning inwards, noticing that stretch. Noticing those quads, they are tight. So many of us have tight quads. If this becomes a little easy with the strap, you might want to pull the strap a little bit closer, using the strap to bring your foot a little bit closer. But remember, we get the full stretch the more that our knee is in line with our hips or even further back. So those of you who were able to grab onto your ankle, maybe now is time that you start like heel toeing your foot backwards, so that you start to come onto your toes like I am. So my right butt, my right sits bones is very much on the chair. Then you will bring your hands onto your right thighs. What does this look like? This looks like, in yoga, we call it a high lunge. This would be a high lunge, but we are supported high lunge with a chair. So this is not a yoga class, but what we're really trying to get here is the stretch here on this side, on the left side, yeah? Can you feel the stretch? So I love to bring modifications because all bodies are different and every day our bodies are different. So wherever you are, with strap, without strap, whether you're bringing your left foot backwards or not, make sure that your spine is still long. Imagine like a string pulling from your crown of the head upwards and your tailbone downwards. Shoulders away from the ears. 2 more breaths here. Noticing the effect of the stretch on your body. If this is challenging, please go soft. This is a gentle class. We're not competing with anything or anyone. All right, start to come out of it. If you're grabbing the strap, release the strap. If you had the foot backwards, start bending the knee, and we're all gonna bring our left foot towards the front. And let's just rest for a minute and do like these gentle windshield wipers. Knees, feet are wide and the knees are just moving sideways. Yeah, this is like a chill out moment just to rinse it off because we're gonna do the other side. All right, are you ready? Let's do this. I am turning around because I like to show you so I can see you. All right, so once again, we bring the cushion just at hip level, close to the chair, okay? And then we're going to start extending the right leg backwards so that I can place my right knee on the cushion. So now my left sits bone is on the chair. I'm grabbing onto the chair with my left hand. Nobody fall, please, in my class. All right, and if you use the strap on the other side, maybe you want to keep this handy. And you know where we're going. So the idea is to grab onto the ankle and start straightening that right quadricep so that we start feeling the stretch in the quadricep, and we also straighten the spine. Neck is long. Are you breathing? If you are using the strap on the other side, same thing, we make a loop and we bring our foot inside the loop, just at ankle level, and then we grab onto the strap however close we can towards the ankle, and we pull up. That's totally fine. So wherever you are, try to feel the stretch. Let's remember that, a little discomfort is fine because we're working the body. The body, is comfortable when we're just lying down, but the rest of the time there's something going on, some muscle being either activated or stretched. So here, wherever you are, making sure that your knee is protected by using that cushion. Maybe you can bring your heel up a little bit higher, a little bit closer towards your glutes, your right glute. If you were able to also bring the foot back on the other side. So we start, heel toeing the foot towards the back. I have less flexibility on my right side. So as we stretch that leg, that right leg backwards, I am feeling the stretch in my right hip flexor, my psoas muscle that's going inside, and we bring our hands onto the left thigh to support us, to help us lift our chest. Shoulders away from the ears, chest and heart center are open as we keep straightening that right back leg, and we also align the crown of the head with the tailbone. We don't want a banana shape. We don't want to arch our torso too much because we want to isolate the stretch on this side. Once we start opening up and dropping the belly too much, then we're extending the stretch towards the front of the body, which is not what we want. We want to isolate it because we want to really work those hamstrings, not the hamstrings, the quadriceps, the hip flexors, and the psoas muscle. 2 more breaths here, whichever modality you chose, with strap, without strap, with the foot backwards, with a foot closer to your butt. Whatever you find is your stretch for the day. Let's all breathe into it. 1 more deep inhale and exhale. And we relax. We start bringing the right foot towards the front and we sit once again on the chair, relaxing. Bring your feet as wide as the mat or wider than your hips and start windshield wiping your knees side to side. Relaxing your shoulders, bringing some mobility, some stretching, some juicy lubrication to your hips. All right, so time flies, my goodness. I wanted to do another hip opener, but I am guessing is not the case. So it is time for us to sit maybe for a minute or 2 in silence, in mindful silence. So let's make sure that our backs are well rested. If you're more comfortable using the cushion behind you, then I suggest you bring that to help you also support you, which, big difference when you have a little cushion just behind you supporting your entire back. Knees above ankles, shoulders above hip bones, neck is long. Make sure your shoulders and your elbows are relaxed. Soften your jaw, soften your tongue, tuning inwards. Finding some comfort, finding that energy that is bigger, wiser, and deeper than your intellect. That is your higher self, your true nature, your true energy. And we keep focusing on the breath, calming the mind, trying to put our mind into pause as we are able to just focus on the sensations of the breath. If there's any thoughts that come to mind, just let those thoughts pass like clouds in the sky as you come back to your breath. In mindfulness meditation, what we try to do is use the breath as the focus of our attention. And when we say the breath is the sensations of the breath, what does that feel like as the air goes through your nostrils? What's the temperature? What's the sensations? And as the air comes out, warmer because it's traveled through your chest, your lungs, what's the sensation there? Be curious. Our minds are always active. In this day and age, we overdo our mental activity. And we're always doing things. We need to stop doing so we can start being. And that's what mindfulness meditation teaches us, to stop doing and start being. able to bring the frequency of our minds, the electromagnetic fields in our bodies. These are all scientific terms. All this has been proven through science. When we're able to bring down our mental vibration, the frequency at which it works, we're also able to change the electromagnetic field that's around us. The mystics call it the aura. Whatever it is, maybe it's not even worth calling it anything. We have an energy field. And we're able to tune inwards. We're able to make our energy field stronger. That makes our physical body stronger, protects our physical organs, and it calms our mind, calms our emotions, makes us a little bit more quantumous, makes us connect to other people and other things in the planet in a more loving and kind way. So I invite you to come back to this state of mindfulness over and over again throughout your day. Once you feel you've kind of lost touch with yourself, close your eyes, relax your shoulders, lengthen your spine, and come back to this place. Let's all start bowing our heads down, bringing our chins closer to our chest. Relax the neck as much as you can. Relax the shoulders, the spine is still long. Bring your hands together to heart center in prayer. We're not going to pray. This is just a connection with our hands, the energy, the right hand to the left hand to the right hand, as a way to seal today's practice. In gratitude to our bodies, in gratitude to our capacity, to whatever motivated us to be here now, to come to this class, to take care of ourselves in this self-care, self-love practice. Slowly start to open your eyes, flutter your eyes just gently. Soft gaze over your hands, your legs on the floor, or the chair, wherever you are. As we start inhaling deeper and we bring our heads up, start opening your eyes, start taking in the rest of the room. Still in a mindful state. Let's all take a deep inhale together. Exhale, drop your hands inside out. 2 more times like that. Inhale deeply. Exhale it out, let it all out. 1 last time together as a class. Inhale deeply. Exhale completely. Maybe bring a smile to your face. All right, my friends, Rachel, Sassy, Ted, and a few more that did not sign in, and I know you're watching. Thank you for joining me. I hope you enjoyed this different kind of version of stretch and meditate on chair. I hope that you can also retain a lot of these things for your own practice at home. My goal as a teacher is not that you have to come to my class every day, is that I can transfer this information to you so that you can do it by yourself at any time and that you can share it with your loved ones as well. All right, so thank you very much for joining me. Thank you very much for supporting me. Those of you who have donated, thank you, thank you, thank you. This is the only source. This is my only livelihood. I have no other income, so anything that you send my way can really help me. All right, hope to see you here either tonight, this evening for Vinyasa Yoga. If you haven't signed up, please sign up now. 6 p.m. Eastern Time. Otherwise, tomorrow, 8:15 a.m., I am here for you. We're going to be doing some more twisting and juicy stuff with our straps tomorrow on the floor. All right, so today was chair, tomorrow's fully on the floor, no sitting upright. All right, my friends, please take care. Namaste. Have a beautiful day. Any questions, let me know. I teach private classes as well, so if you feel like you want to work on something specific, let me know and we can arrange a private class. More information in my website, daviditohealing.com. Have a beautiful day. Goodbye.